Hello? Can anyone hear me? On your way in, if you can, click thumbs up for me and share my channel out wherever you can. Hello, Jacob. How are you? So today I will be showing some videos of what Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers did the night before with his mom before he disappeared. The thing that is strange is that just 1 minute. The thing that is strange about the disappearance of Sebastian is that when they left Texas Roadhouse, it takes 15 minutes for them to get home. Katie Proudfoot left the restaurant at 5:30 and got back home at 6:25 p.m. is what I'm understanding. So, I'm going to show a few videos so people can get some more understanding of what I'm talking about.
You want to add some herb for creativity?
No. Not this time.
For moderation tips, go to cannabissense.ca.
Funnels are out. The smartest brands today are using Loop Marketing, an ever-changing framework that keeps working.
Welcome back. This morning, we're shining the spotlight on the search for Sebastian Rogers and the last known video of him before he disappeared. Security camera caught Sebastian dinner with his mother at a Texas in Hendersonville, Tennessee, the day before he vanished. His mother was seen taking photos of him and then sending them to somebody. Now, looking at this video, it's kind of hard to believe he hasn't been seen since then, but that is the case. Sebastian vanished from his mother's home on February 26th. His father says he still has hope he'll be found.
The goal is still the same. Find Sebastian. He needs to be found and brought home to a home that loves him.
Sebastian's 16th birthday was last weekend, and police say that they're still actively investigating this case, and they're not deeming it a cold case as of now. I have a special because I want to welcome onto the program now. You know her and love her, retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindeffer. She also, by the way, has her own brand new YouTube show called Break the Case. It is awesome. Be sure to check it out. Jennifer, good morning to you. You were one of the first people to follow this case. I love following you on Twitter, and I remember seeing you were doing the missing person tweets, as you always do, and have continued to follow every single development. Looking at this, as it is hard to not have emotion in it because your heart just breaks for this family, this teenager. Where do you think the investigation is likely to go from here? Does it go anywhere?
Well, Julie, looking at this tape, and I've had it for so long, I just didn't release it until it was released by others. But essentially, what I was looking for were.
The thing about this case is that it is very strange how no one saw KP and Sebastian show up back at the house after leaving Texas Roadhouse. That's what blows my mind. So we're going to keep on listening to the video and see where this goes.
The reactions of the mom, of course, Sebastian's actions. One of the things, a couple of things I noticed is his eating style, I thought was very interesting. It was like he hadn't been fed in a week. I'm not saying he hadn't been fed in a week. I'm just saying the way he eats was very, aggressive. He was just constantly eating. What I also noticed from the mother was her staring around, looking around, almost like she was on surveillance for someone. In addition, she was on her phone.
Okay. I am back. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Put a 5 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Okay.
Certainly not acting appropriate. And I'm sure that will be released soon. And when you put it in conjunction with how Katie Proudfoot is acting, it just adds up to something that doesn't make a lot of logical sense.
Sure. Jennifer, this has me wondering, did he even go back to the house? Do we have any confirmation that he ever made it back to the house? Because he's said to have, he's reported missing from the house, supposedly in the middle of the night, wanders off. And now I'm just wondering about that. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, please.
Well, I think unfortunately we're so reliant on what Katie Proudfoot has to say. She's the last person to see him. She's the only one with him. She's the one that makes the report. We're so reliant on that. And I've also found it very interesting, that she works for a video recording company and meaning, home security type company. And yet we have no home security footage. At least that we know of Sebastian Rogers coming, going. There's, very little, let me say. And I've always found that very much to be an oxymoron, Julie.
Sure. And we know that Sebastian had special needs. We know that he was living with autism and needed some extra care in the home. A great point you just made, Jennifer. Perhaps it would be helpful even to have more eyes on him throughout more times of the day if he's not in your direct line of sight. So do you know if they even had any video cameras established in the home at all?
I think there were video cameras established outside the home. As far as inside the home, I have not read or heard any legitimate, data regarding that. But again, this just makes little sense to me regarding the fact that he had autism. I understand he wasn't a wanderer per se, but this is something that persists with people that are on the spectrum. We see it every week, somebody leaving their home and sadly being found in a body of water. And so if you have those utilities available to you, why wouldn't you utilize them?
Exactly. Great points from you, as always. Jennifer Coffindeffer, we'd love to continue the conversation with you about this. That's all the time we have for today. But my friends at home, do yourself a favor. Follow Jen on Twitter. Follow her show on YouTube. Check it out. You will love it. Such great interviews and insight always. Jennifer Coffindeffer, until next time, have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for your time this morning.
So, the thing that, that's one video so far that I showed. I'm still gonna show some more. But I wanted to find out what you guys think of this case so far, of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' case. Do any of you guys have opinions on this case? If not, I can keep on showing some more videos of the case and see what else we can find. Okay, I'm gonna show some more videos.
Foot. This is the last time you'd catch him on camera. At 6:11 p.m., Sebastian heads to the restroom. Notice his walk, hands tucked in his pockets.
And everyone, just watch KP's how she acts. Just watch how she acts, because it is very strange. Just how she's sitting there and she looks around everywhere and she doesn't even bother keeping an eye out for Sebastian, in my opinion. There's no
By
sound.
6:15 p.m., he's back at the table, hands still in pockets, stepping his way. Hours later, everything would change. That night, Sebastian vanished from his small Tennessee town. A local story exploded into a national mission. This footage, his hands, his step, is the last we have of him. Over a year later, we're still fighting to find Sebastian. At Night urges the public to engage responsibly and actively in the search for Sebastian through the following actions. For credible, first-hand information, contact Sumner County Sheriff's Office 615-451-3838, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. tips.fbi.gov. Reach out to At Night and Dog the Bounty Hunter directly at 844-922-3236. Call or text, or via email at mostwanted@manhunts.one. At Night emphasizes that only first-hand, credible information should be reported to law enforcement to prevent overwhelming their lines and depleting their resources. The public is urged to refrain from submitting second-hand theories, social media speculation, or fragmented analysis, as these can hinder investigative efforts.
Sebastian is also curious and looked around because in my opinion, he was wondering what was going on. He was probably very overwhelmed.
If you've seen that walk, that step, anything at all, call now for Sebastian, for his family, for justice.
Meanwhile, the search in Sumner County for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers enters another critical day. Thousands of miles have been covered, but there's still no sign of the teenager. News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell has been following this developing story all week and brings us the latest.
Agencies and search crews across the volunteer state are right here in Hendersonville trying to locate Sebastian Rogers. And they're still asking the community to check their surveillance video to see if they see anything suspicious.
It's just like unbelievable. You would never think that, he'd be missing, and especially for as long as he's been missing.
6 days and still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. Search crews have walked thousands of miles this week looking for him.
We're just going to walk straight out till we...
They've used specialized technology and sent trained dogs to help navigate the rural terrain.
It's just been a lot of search and rescue all over the property.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Office wants people to review footage from their security and trail cameras, focusing on the time frame from Sunday afternoon through Monday morning, asking people to look for any movements, vehicles, or people.
Like, they came and knocked on our door and was like, hey, we're going to be searching this property. You have ponds.
Brooke Clark lives near Long Hollow Pike, the area where Sebastian was last seen. The Sheriff's Office has told her and others in the area to look in their sheds, garages, under tarps and dense brush, any place a child might seek shelter or could become trapped.
A lot of places you could hide. I mean, we've searched the barns. I went around saying his name.
Clark says everyone in the community is worried.
We have a strong community. I just really hope that they find him safe.
Everyone hopes answers come soon.
Just praying, praying, praying.
In Hendersonville, Aaron Cantrell, News Channel 5.
Aaron, thank you. And if you have any video to share with the Sheriff's Office, you can upload it directly to them. We have information on how to do that at newschannel5.com. If you see Sebastian or you have any information about his disappearance, call police.
So that's one video. That's the second video that we just watched. And with the strange thing is, when Sebastian and his mom left Texas Roadhouse again, the drive takes only 15 minutes. They left Texas Roadhouse at 5:30 p.m. and showed up back at home at 6:25. I think it's just very strange.
Tennessee, and he remains missing. Here is video footage from February. Today is Sebastian and he remains missing. Here is video footage from February 25th of this year of him at Texas Roadhouse shortly before he disappeared.
Okay. And then here's another video of Texas Roadhouse where Sebastian was.
Oh, hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. JLR Investigates. Come on.
I'm gonna drop JLR's Investigates link in the chat. As I am using Fair Youth. And here we go.
on in. Come on in. We got a lot to discuss. Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers is still missing, folks. Almost 5 weeks now. Still a mystery. But some clues have been revealed in the last 24 hours I want to share with all of you. Get yourself a cup of coffee. I wake up every morning since I've been covering this case hoping that Sebastian is found. Unfortunately, he's still not found. But I woke up this morning, folks, and something interesting. Seth Rogers, the biological father of Sebastian, has been all around that area. Took off work. He's on a mission. He's on a crusade. He's trying to find answers. And he actually went on a YouTuber's channel, I believe this morning, Dolly Vision, which I thought was interesting because he did share a little bit of insight about what Seth was doing at the TBI yesterday.
You guys just give me a couple minutes. I will be right back. I just have to go get myself something from the kitchen. Okay, I'm back.
Seth and Katie went to the TBI or met with the TBI, probably most likely Sumner County sheriffs too, to look at some video footage. Now, I've known about this for days, about this meeting, this Thursday meeting, right? But it did happen. And it's interesting because they were called in, more or less, to go look at footage. And you would think, based off the footage that they were supposed to look at, would have been those two lights, right? The two lights in back of the house. But that's not what they looked at. Doesn't look like they looked at any footage in reference to Sebastian. What they looked at, according to Seth, was the footage at Texas Roadhouse. And we've discussed Texas Roadhouse on JLR Investigates. We discussed how Katie and Sebastian went there in the evening time of February 25th. And that was pretty much the last place Sebastian was seen alive. Now, I'm going to play a clip. I'm going to play a clip that Dolly had with Seth. And you can hear it for yourself. Because it's interesting. Because I think Seth wanted to know the last proof of where Sebastian was alive. This last video. It seems like it came from the Texas Roadhouse. Doesn't seem like he saw any video of Sebastian returning home. No videos of Sebastian taking out the trash. No videos of lights. And I have my theory about that, those lights and everything like that. I believe, personally, I kind of understand now. I do know that there is a lot of resentment between Seth Rogers and Nick Barris about footage and whatnot. You know, that footage got released of these lights, and it just created a firestorm. I don't think it's connected, those lights, any way with this case whatsoever. Not one connection whatsoever. But I want to show you. Now, somebody's saying there's video of Sebastian taking the trash out. I haven't seen it. Have you? Don't you think if there was video, it would exist? It's all a bunch of hearsay. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I haven't seen it. I've been boots on the ground. I've talked to neighbors. I haven't seen any video of Sebastian taking out the trash. See, my whole thing about this whole case, and this is, again, we're speculating. I'm not saying anything statements of fact. But we're all trying to get an understanding of what happened here. And we're trying to peel the onion. We're trying to put the pieces together here. We're trying to figure out what's true and what's not true. And being there and understanding this is, I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we, the media, has just taken what Katie Proudfoot said, her version of events, and just ran with it. Without really any concrete proof of anything. Just take what Katie Proudfoot says. Had all this, events that we done on the 25th, return home, Sebastian takes the trash out, tell him to go to bed, hear a noise in the bedroom. I go to bed at around midnight. I wake up at 6 a.m. He's not there. Call my husband. We call the authorities. I mean, that's Katie's version. But being out there, me being out there, and also talking to other people, and I have a lot of sources. I can't reveal who I speak to. I'm cool with a lot of neighbors there. I'm cool with a lot of neighbors around the Proudfoot. And their homes and neighborhood, not their homes personally, but their neighborhood has been turned upside down because of this. Because of what Katie says happened. But the neighbors have told me there's zero evidence that they know of that Sebastian returned home on the 25th. There's zero evidence that they've seen or know about anything about Sebastian being seen at that house. And I'm going to take what they say and I'm literally kind of believe it until otherwise, until TBI. TBI hasn't said any statement that Sebastian was in that home. I didn't hear him. Did you? Did you hear Sumner County Sheriff say anything about that? I haven't heard nothing. just makes me wonder, me covering this case, what happened after Texas Roadhouse? Because remember, also, folks, Katie talks about the places she's been to, but she never reveals she never says out of her mouth the restaurant that she went to with Sebastian. Oh, by the way, I spoke to the waitress.
Yes, Heart
That's her
Whisperer.
briefly in Facebook.
We all are.
I appreciate that. She's going to talk to me more. She was actually working. I guess she knows that we made a video, whatever like that. She responded, oh, yeah. She gave me some insight about that evening, about what time they ate. It's starting to make sense. Now, we're going to play a clip that Dolly actually talked. Dolly, a YouTuber named Dolly Vision, who I never ever spoke to in my life, never met him. I've seen him around, but never met him. I don't know anything. I don't know him personally. But Seth got him on the show today. So Seth is talking to YouTubers, and I think that's good. I think Seth is out there trying to spread the message. He gave another media interview yesterday, and he's wearing a shirt for Sebastian. He's out, Proudfoots or not. What does that show you? Why isn't the Proudfoots out searching and Seth Rogers is? Why isn't the Proudfoots out there just giving, answering pretty good questions like Seth is answering for all of us to the public to bring awareness? Proudfoots are kind of like tight-lipped about things. They want to, when certain things are said, Proudfoots clam up. We can't talk about this part of the investigation, particularly the shoes. And I have my theory about the shoes. But check this out, folks. Dolly has a conversation with Seth.
Yes, that's what I believe.
And I'm going to turn
too.
the volume up, and I just want to show you, because this is talking about why this is talking about, and you should go check out his channel, and see the full interview. We're going to play a clip of part of that interview. But Seth shares why he went to met with the TBI and Sumner County Sheriff.
Let me ask you this. They show you a video?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that video contain your son?
Yes.
Okay. Was that video from somewhere outside that house?
Yes.
That means your son's out there.
They showed me a video that I had been asking for from the very beginning. I wanted to see a video of my son after I spoke to him Thursday and before he disappeared on Monday.
Okay, so this video of your son is from after the time he went missing?
No, it was before.
It was before. Was it the video from the restaurant?
Well, yeah.
I knew it was that video from the restaurant. I went to that restaurant the other night, Seth. I had chicken, and I also
It's coming up on 2 years.
Had chicken?
Huh?
You went to a steakhouse and had chicken.
I had chicken. Yeah, I had chicken. And a loaded baked potato and broccoli.
And I don't think.
I always go to the steakhouse and get chicken. I don't know why. I do it at Outback too.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you can't go to Chick-fil-A and get a hamburger.
Yeah, I know. So I went to the restaurant. I spoke to the waitresses and stuff at the restaurant because, that's what I do. I sleuth around and try to look for answers or clues or different things. So the video from the rest. So there's nothing from the point that you haven't seen anything from the point he's went missing, just prior to it. So they showed you a little prior. Did everything seem happy in the video? Everything seemed good. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. But let me think. I want to dig into a hole here.
It's because you're not asking the right question.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree with Seth there. He should have followed up on some questions. What was Sebastian wearing? You notice where Seth is looking for more or less last proof of life for Sebastian. It seems like it exists from this restaurant. Because there hasn't seen no one has seen any videos of Sebastian that I heard of. I talked to everybody there from after that restaurant. So, makes me wonder, did Sebastian return home that night, the 25th? Did Sebastian return home? I put this tweet out. I have spoken to the waitress. And here's some information. I want to share something here because there's a picture circulating of that the TBI put out with Katie and Sebastian in a restaurant. And that is not the photo that was taken that night. That's what the waitress tells me. I spoke with the waitress who served Katie Proudfoot and Sebastian Rogers at the Texas Roadhouse on the night of February 25th. This photo was not taken of them that night. It was just Sebastian and Katie there.
Same with me.
They ate around 6-ish.
I wish I could go.
Sebastian ordered salmon. She doesn't remember what Katie ate.
But I'm in
And authorities
Canada.
have not spoken with the waitress yet. Okay. So, interesting. Now, I don't think authorities have to speak to the waitress if they have the video surveillance, right? Restaurants, most restaurants, you would think Texas Roadhouse is a chain. They would have the inside of what looks like, right? So you can kind of hear the demeanor there. That seems like that's the last point of Sebastian being alive. Not anywhere else at this time that I know. I'm just wondering if everyone has been bamboozled about what happened around that home. Imagine Katie. If this all comes out that Katie lied, now maybe Katie's telling the truth. I know some people in here saying they believe Katie. But a child just does not disappear, folks. A child just does not disappear out of thin air.
Exactly.
And Katie's actions
No one disappears out of thin
smell
air.
guilt to me. What about you? Is anyone giving Katie the benefit of the doubt here? So again, folks, this picture here was not taken that night. This is something else. Because I know people reference, I've seen people, say, oh, look, a steak knife. This picture, according to the waitress, was not the same picture. So it's interesting. This does look like it's like a Texas Roadhouse, right? Remember we shared some info from a bartender waitress from a Texas Roadhouse in Alabama that was talking about Chris and talking about Chris more or less being separated from his wife. It seems like they both like Texas Roadhouse. Might be a thing with the Proudfoots. That might be one of their favorite restaurants, folks, the Proudfoots, Texas Roadhouse. Because if Chris is going to Texas Roadhouse in Alabama while he's on the road away from Katie and Sebastian, and going to Texas Roadhouse away from Chris with Sebastian, seems like they like steak. Or Sebastian likes salmon. But now remember, folks, what we do know is, well, we don't necessarily know, but Katie is saying it, that beforehand they went to a bowling alley. Now, I can confirm they went to a bowling alley because the people there said they went there. Wouldn't give much information, though. The authorities had the surveillance. They have the surveillance of the bowling alley, so they did.
And not just that. They also went to Costco, is what I found out, and BJ's. I'm pretty sure. Is what I found, is what I have been searching up. It just doesn't make sense at all.
So I'm wondering if, they went to the bowling alley. It really doesn't, I don't know if it does matters if they made any stops between the bowling alley and the restaurant. Maybe they did. Maybe they got gas, convenience store. I don't know. But we don't know. We don't know. We, YouTubers, the public, the community, do not know what happened after the Roadhouse at this time. I don't know. Makes me wonder, did they ever return home? The sun sets. The sun sets at 5:38 p.m. It's set at 5:38 p.m. February 25th. Boom. You know when that sun sets, beautiful sunsets. We get them here in Florida. I love the sunsets. It takes about 20-something minutes after the sun sets to start to really get dark.
I don't think so either, Daisy.
Waitress tells me they're in there eating around 6-ish. So if you're at Texas Roadhouse around 6-ish, I would suspect, I'm kind of suspecting, unless we see some sort of video of them getting up after Texas Roadhouse, I would suspect that Katie and Sebastian left Texas Roadhouse maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's what I estimate, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So you're about an hour into the sun, after the sunset, I would think. It's pretty dark at that point. Now, I was up there. I seen what the area looks like after dark. The Proudfoots do not live in Hendersonville. They live north of Hendersonville. They live in a little community called Shackle Island. It's rural. Remember Chris was talking about the 911? You can't even call 911 there. That's what he was saying. It's very rural out there. And I can tell you by navigating on the streets there, 174, that main drive there that leads up to their development, those roads after dark are pitch black. You'll see houses with lights, but a little bit away from the lights, it is pitch black. Pitch black. They don't live in Hendersonville where it's surrounded by lights all over the place. Now, this is the route, folks. This is the route. Remember this. This is the route. This is the Texas Roadhouse. This is the Texas Roadhouse they went to eat on the 25th. Most likely there to, I'm saying 6:30, 7 o'clock. Maybe even later. But I don't think they left Texas Roadhouse before 6:30. I don't think so. And it gets dark at 5:38. So it's dark. This is the distance between
it just doesn't make sense.
Their homes. And you're not even going in Hendersonville, which is to the south here. You're actually, you're going temporarily, but look, boom. There's multiple ways to get there. But they have to end up here. And looks like all through here is rural areas. Rural areas. They have to get home from Texas Roadhouse, right? So they drive home. Did Katie and Sebastian make any stops between Texas Roadhouse? Look at all this terrain. Look on a map yourself. Here it is, Texas Roadhouse, right here. Another thing I find interesting is just south of Texas Roadhouse, you have this area here. Like we searched over here at Rockland Recreation Center. And that's just south of Texas Roadhouse. But my whole thing is, and what I want to know, folks, is what time exactly did Katie and Sebastian leave Texas Roadhouse? And what time exactly did the vehicle that they were driving in return back home?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's a 10 to 15 minute drive on certain routes.
It's a 15-minute drive. I looked.
That is the mystery. That is a mystery. I haven't heard TBI say anything about Katie Proudfoot being home with Sebastian. All we're hearing is Katie's version, which set off a firestorm of media saying all types of scenarios, lights in back of the house, scents going to different locations. A lot of hearsay, a lot of misinformation. That's what we're going off of. Now, I talked to a searcher today. There's actually a search going on. And it seems like some citizens are going to locations. This is separate from the United Cajun Navy. And I put this tweet out. A group of searchers plan to search the trails today around Walton Ferry Road, looking for missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. This search is not connected with United Cajun Navy. So there's groups of people that are going out looking. Now, this area here, Walton Ferry, is a little bit south of Texas Roadhouse. It's near the Cumberland River. It's near the Cumberland River. It's a little bit south. I've actually put this in right here.
And the thing about it is none of them are cleared, which Seth should be cleared. Because Seth did not have anything to do with it, in my opinion. I think it was a setup that was planned by KP and CP.
I'll show it to you exactly where it's at. Walton Ferry Road. So if you're in the area and you want, it looks like, you know, they're going on some sort of trails. I guess there's a park there, a public park, not private property. It looks like it's a public park, but there's going to be a search down here today in this area. This is where Seth Rogers and Katie Proudfoot, they looked at surveillance yesterday with the TBI and Sumner from Texas Roadhouse. Seth was saying, folks, he wants to see the last proof of his son alive, more or less. It's the way I interpreted it. Why didn't TBI give him any footage of around the Proudfoot home? Why didn't TBI give him any? Because I haven't heard him say anything, unless he has something that he's keeping close to his vest that he's not saying. I haven't heard him say that he saw footage of Sebastian at that house, taking out the trash, lights. See, all that stuff that Katie is saying is what Katie is saying. Do you believe Katie? Do you believe Katie?
I agree with you, Cecilia.
Do you believe Katie Proudfoot? Do you believe this woman?
Nope.
Something just does not sit right here. One thing I noticed, you know, Katie has pictures out there. Katie has pictures out there of her, you know, before this incident happened, before this tragedy happened. And Katie, you know, she takes pictures, a lot of it with makeup, all dressed up. But one thing I noticed about Katie's interviews
thank you, Cecilia.
with the media is she doesn't put any makeup on. Is there a strategic reason for that? Or is that nothing of nothing? She doesn't even put makeup on like she does in her pics that she normally takes. You think there's a objective here, a motive here for, and she always looks down, if you notice. Katie always looks down. Looks down. Eyes peeled down. Downward. Why? Why, folks?
So do I.
You know what it kind of reminds
But another thing is that what I am wondering though is what if maybe CP and KP brought what if CP and KP brought sent Sebastian off with CP's parents? And now Lee and FBI does not know about it. Little Black Bear, I will. I definitely will.
me of? I'll show you what it kind of reminds me of. Well, Susan Smith is one. You know that Susan Smith. I'm getting a little bit of Susan Smith slash, well, I'll show you. Well, I can't even get this up. I'm getting a little Susan Smith vibes here, folks. Also, Jen Soto. I'm getting some Susan Smith vibes in Jen Soto when it comes to Katie Proudfoot. Somebody also commented Casey Anthony. But what if, folks, what if at the end of the day, what if Sebastian never returned home on the 25th? Oh, I bet you those neighbors are going to be livid. Livid. Because remember, the media all out in that neighborhood, the media, the neighborhood on edge, the community thinking a kid wandered off of his house. What about all that was a hoax by Katie? Or do you believe Katie? Do you believe Katie? I don't, but do you?
I don't.
I don't. I guess you might have to maybe, like, for yourself, if you really invested in this case, maybe just go. So you can see firsthand. Maybe just go and see what's going on yourself. Doesn't make sense to me. I see no's. Now, I want to show you something else. The father, Christopher Proudfoot's father. Oh, by the way, you must. I say this, and I'll keep promoting this. We have the best Facebook group set up centered around Sebastian. This is the best one. We got almost 11,000 members now. We go hard in the paint on this in this chat. We talk about a lot in this chat. I strongly recommend come on in because we are giving almost hour updates. Look at this. That 5.7 miles from Texas Roadhouse to the Proudfoot homes is the banker in this case. I'm sorry to keep hammering this home, but seriously, I say search a 10-mile radius from Texas Roadhouse. You're going to find Sebastian in whatever form. Every nook and cranny, shed, silo, drain, ditch has to be searched. There are clues out there. I am more convinced than ever this boy is out there in that vicinity, coming from a Sean. I agree. That's my theory. I agree with that. 5.7 miles between Texas Roadhouse and where Katie lives. Maybe Chris was all right all along where he says he was not there. and he's in Memphis. My theory, though, is Chris is involved. And involved as far as what I've been told is there has been a lot of problems between Chris and Katie in their relationship. And it was all centered around Sebastian. And maybe Chris gave Katie an ultimatum. Get rid of this kid. This kid is causing problems. I don't want this. If you don't, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the relationship. I'm out. Peace. Because remember, folks, yeah, Katie had a job at Brinks, but Katie does not really have a family support system. Chris is all she has. Chris is the breadwinner in that household. Chris's parents have money. Chris, they got money. They live in a big house, $600,000 home. They got lots of toys, RVs, campers, trucks, motorcycles.
No doubt.
They do all this stuff. Can go out to eat. Chris is the breadwinner in that house. They've only been in a relationship not long, years, a few years, not forever. Chris has been married multiple times. Maybe Chris gave Katie an ultimatum. It seems like Chris does these long trips at work because he wants to get away from Katie. He wants to be away from that. And maybe he gave Katie an ultimatum, and Katie just snapped. Katie thought Sebastian has to get out of the picture here, or my relationship is gone. Everything I got here is gone. That's my theory. Katie doesn't have a support system family like Chris's family does. It seems like Chris's family supports him. Remember, we had that encounter around, the Proudfoot's home with Chris's parents. They're out there. They actually have a picture of Sebastian on the back of their vehicle that I saw. I don't know if it's their vehicle, a vehicle they were driving. They're trying to, Chris's dad, look at this. Look at this, folks. I just showed you our, Chris's dad is trying to join our group. Terry Bowersox. He just sent a request this morning to join our group. He wants to see what the world's going on or what people are saying. Or maybe he's just mad people are talking about him. I don't know. But here's the thing about it is, Katie's mom and Katie's people on her side of the family from Virginia, oh man, they've been in a lot of trouble with the law. Oh man, they've been in a lot. I haven't put their names out there. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But Katie's side of the family is a dysfunctional mess. Trust me, it is.
Oh, I agree.
And you don't see them out there publicly supporting Katie. Do your research on the Payne family from Virginia. That's all I'm going to say on that aspect.
Thank you, Cecilia.
Look at the charges. Look at this stuff. Family's a mess. Katie's boxed in a corner. Chris is away, 3.5 hours away, working for the last month, probably to get away from her or get away from the situation. They've probably been texting for a month. Dude, I'm not coming back. I can't take the kid anymore. I don't want nothing to do with the kid. So maybe that's why Chris is maybe feeling guilty about this whole thing, or feels or knows he's involved in a sense that triggered Katie to do what she had to do, or unless Chris directed. We still don't know. We don't know the context. And we never seen any conversations between them two. Remember Letitia Stotch? Remember her situation? Remember before that poor boy died? She gave him the time of his life, going out, doing fun things, buying him fun things, going everywhere. It seems like it kind of is parallel a little bit about that. Sebastian had a good old time. Nice breakfast in the morning, Colossus, whatever, BJ's, going out, bowling, nice dinner, and then vanishes. Things don't make sense here. But we're on it on JLR Investigates. We are on it. We're not going to let this go. we're cracking at what's going on. My theories could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% wrong in everything I said. And Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot have nothing to do with this. I could be 100% wrong, but we're going off what we see thus far. And things can change. It's all still a fluid situation. Things could change. But I seriously say, search between Texas Roadhouse and where Katie went home. If Sebastian went home, maybe Sebastian did go home with Katie. Now, some people also say, well, maybe Sebastian's out there hiding. Maybe Katie dropped him off with somebody. Maybe Katie put him somewhere and he's alive in a safe house. That's a possibility too. I think it's highly unlikely. I don't think Sebastian returned home on the 25th from Texas Roadhouse. If you know anything about this, you want to share, you want to come on, you want to set the record straight. If I said anything that's not right, that you can corroborate and prove me wrong with this theory and want to help and make a difference. It's not about proving me wrong. It's not about that. It's just trying to find out what happened to this kid. That's what we're trying to do, is find out what happened to this kid. Where is he? Who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth? Send me an email, JLR@JLR Investigates. We got a lot of people that care. We had a lot of people in the chat last night. We had like 9,000 people. We got 5,000 people in this morning. We're not going away. There's people, the community care. Enough's enough. It's been going on for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he came back home.
Very true.
So I'll continue to dig. We got sources and connections all over the place. If something breaks or something new about this, if you want to look at the full interview with Seth had with Dolly, go on to his channel. I think his channel is called Dolly Vision. He talked to him this morning, or it was posted this morning. Seth might have revealed some clues and whatever like that. Seth does have a sense of humor when he talks and stuff. He's a generally nice dude. He's a nice dude. He's a nice dude. He's passionate. He cares. He wants answers. He wants his boy fine. And it seems like he doesn't care who searches for his kid. He just wants his kid found. He don't care who's out there looking. He don't care. He don't care who you are. He don't care who you are. He don't care anybody. All walks of life. Go out there and look for Sebastian. Anybody and everybody. He wants everybody out there looking. Seth wants everybody out there looking. He's grieving. He wants answers. He's pissed. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. We'll talk soon. Thanks for coming on this morning. JLR Investigates. See, a lot of people care. We'll talk later. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. Hopefully Sebastian gets found, or hopefully, we get some answers. TBI comes out, Sumner County Sheriffs come out, somebody comes out and gives a statement and relays more information. Keep peeling that onion. We're going to find this kid collectively. The internet is going to help. We're going to contribute. We are contributing by bringing awareness. All of us. We're contributing. We're helping. We're all contributing to this. We'll talk soon. Have a good day, everyone. Be safe.
So that's basically a lot of that's some more videos that I wanted to share today of what Sebastian's case has looked like from the beginning. And there will be more videos tomorrow as well. I do want to drop a couple more links in the chat as well. And also, does anyone have any questions? Feel better, Cecilia. Get some rest. What I wanted to do is here's one of my links. Go follow that channel if you can. And also if you guys could also do me a favor. Well, not a favor, but if anyone would like to donate, it would be very much appreciated, but nothing is expected at all. But I'm dropping my PayPal link in the chat. Again, nothing is expected. And also I also wanted to drop one other link in the chat. She's also been wanting to be she's been wanting to do true crime. So I'm talking her through the steps in order to start her channel, but this is another channel that I recommend you guys check out. And also, what I wanted to say is click the thumbs up on your way out and like and subscribe if you haven't. And also, until next time, peace. Everyone have a good day and night, wherever you are. Love you all. Bye. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, everyone, for coming and watching. Thank you. I appreciate it.